A very interesting long-term Cardano prediction has been made, and you're gonna have to see it for yourself to believe it because I think it's absurd. Let's go take a look. We're going to do some TA today, but let's start off on this article that gives us an 8-year prediction for $6 on Cardano. This is pretty ridiculous, but let's take a look at the article and see what the information actually is. A Finder survey of cryptocurrency experts indicates that the value of ADA will be 63 cents by the end of 2022 and 2.93 by the end of 2025. Finder, a leading comparison website, runs quarterly surveys of an industry expert asking for their thoughts on how various cryptocurrencies will perform over the next decade. In its July 2022 survey, it asked a panel of 53 industry specialists to give their predictions on Cardano's price between now and 2030. So in case you guys are wondering, that's about 8 years. These fintech specialists think it will take 8 years for ADA to hit $6.54. Before the market collapsed back in January, the panel had predicted ADA would close out at 2022 at $2.79, a value now closer to their current projection for 2025. The $6.54 forecast for 2030 is incredibly conservative, and certainly more conservative than the $58.04 they had predicted back in January of 2022. I got a couple of questions here. First of all, who are these expert panelists? And I'm not saying you can't change your predictions. In fact, you really should change your predictions. But that is a massive swing. We're going from $2.79 throughout the rest of this year all the way down to 63. And then when you go out to the future, you're saying it's going to take 8 years to get back to $6, whereas just 6 months ago, you were saying that we would hit all the way up as $58. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big long-term predictor, but that seems like a massive swing in thought, and I have to ask the question, what has changed between January and now to make these experts change their prediction so drastically? Who knows what will happen in the future, but as it stands right now, if I'm just looking back over the last 6 months of Cardano, the fundamentals and what that project can handle have only increased, not decreased. I'm a big fan of Charles, especially when he says, at the moment, who cares about price? We're about building a good product, and I absolutely believe that the price will follow that good product here in the next couple of years. With that being said, let's jump on the charts real quick, and we're not going to talk about the next 8 years. Let's just talk about maybe the next couple of months. You guys have heard us talk about Hedge before, and they are one of my absolute favorite sponsors we have here at the Crypto Jeb team. Not only do they keep the lights on, but they are just a phenomenal company. You're going to want to go get them today because this is the perfect time to be being paid in crypto, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or Cardano or Litecoin or whatever it is, you want to be paid in it because that will end up bringing you gains long term. And that is the whole game. So go ahead and save yourself some exchange fees and get your hard-earned paycheck given to you at least partially in crypto today. If you're not ready to take the leap and be paid in crypto, make sure just click on the link and go look at what Hedge has to offer, even if it's down the road that you decide you want to take advantage of it. This is something I promise you is going to change your DCAing strategy forever and save you some exchange fees. Go click on that link and see what Hedge is all about today. Last Friday, we made a short video about Cardano's price action, and I detailed how we were at the very bottom of this falling wedge. And yes, some people wanted to call it a descending triangle, but I was looking at these daily closes and saying I do think that this price action paired with the Vasil hard fork news is putting us in a falling wedge that will break bullish. Sure enough, here a couple of days later, we have broken bullish out of this descending level of resistance, meaning that I was right. We ended up breaking to the upside. But let's examine where we'll go. If you went back and watched last Friday's video, you'll also see that I still have this line right here at 80 cents. That is a prediction that could be made for Cardano. Now, I don't think this is a prediction that we're going to see happen within the next week or two, but I think over the next couple of months, especially with the Vasil hard fork coming out and potentially Cardano able to take some more talent and teams away from other cryptos, we could very realistically see this price happen. But in case you didn't see last Friday's video, how do we get this 80-cent price prediction? Well, in technical analysis with a falling wedge, if you were to take the opening length, and that is coming all the way back up here to this peak back on May 4th, and coming down to the level that we closed at here a couple of short days later, and then you extrapolate this price over to the breakout, that is what is giving us our 80-cent prediction for Cardano here over the next couple of months. Now, for some of you, that is good enough, but let's go ahead and look at what potentially we should be looking for over the next couple of weeks. The first level of resistance that just jumps out at me is when we're looking at our RSI, and I got to go ahead and put a flat level of resistance right here, back on this point we had back on the 8th of June. Why is that? Because right now, if you're looking at that price peak here on the daily chart of the RSI, we are currently hovering right at that same level, maybe even slightly above. Now, we have not finished this little rally, and I think we have some more days, maybe even weeks to go with it. However, if the price cannot get above this level, sitting around 64 cents, and it ends up getting rejected either at that level or below that level, I am sure the RSI is going to keep climbing, and we will end up forming our bearish RSI divergence, where probably we're going to have the RSI continue to move to the upside, whereas these flat level tops or even descending level tops gives us a divergence and would be a rejection for Cardano to head back down. When I pull up my VPVR, that actually even kind of defends that exact same point of around 64 cents, because you're going to see, yes, there's some volume we got to get through, and we probably could even look around these 55 cent and about 58 cent region. This is the last stand. If we can break through it, there's just not a whole heck of a lot of volume separating us from that 80 cent prediction. But I do think bears could potentially mount a very strong resistance at those levels, and that's what you're seeing here when we're looking at this volume profile. The last thing I want to look at for today's Cardano video is Lux Algo. So some of you might be looking at this and you're like, Tim, why are we looking at Lux Algo? Right now, we still got a bunch of red candles. We're still under a sell signal, and you're going to notice that we had a take profit come all the way down here around 27 cents, and our stop loss is way up here around 83 cents. Well, the reason I wanted to bring up Lux Algo is because we are doing something that we have not done ever since back here on June 10th, and that is crossing back above this trend catcher. Yes, this red line right here is our trend catcher that we've been under for an entire month now. But watch as we begin to climb over this trend catcher. I am expecting here within the next couple of days to see a buy signal on Cardano, the same that we've seen over here on Bitcoin. We have our buy signal. We have it with Ethereum on this buy signal, and we could go to several other charts, and you're going to find the alts are starting to flash some buy signals. Cardano might be one of the last ones, but watch out, because right now, even though a couple of weeks ago, Cardano seemed to be the leader in the whole crypto space, not only rallying the most, but just not setting brand new bottoms the way Bitcoin and Ethereum did. It's about time Cardano starts to rally again, especially with that Vasil hard fork news coming closer each and every single day. Watch over these next couple of days. Watch these candles turn green. Watch this trend catcher turn green. And watch us get a buy signal here on the daily chart. And then I'm going to want to find out, where's Lux Algo? Going to go ahead and put our take profit. Stay tuned, because we will make more content updating on what's happening there. With that being said, though, I want to know what you guys think about these numbers. Let me know what you think about that 8-year prediction, if you think that is atrocious or if you think that's actually very realistic, and let me know what you think about this shorter term prediction of 80 cents. I know some of you are the biggest Cardano fans in the world, and some of you absolutely hate the project. I'm not here to try to tell you what to buy and what not to buy. I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and I want you to leave your decision up to your own research, and I hope that we can play a part in that. With that being said, though, that's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Holy cow, you're at the end of the video. You're one of the good ones. I give you a thumbs up. If you want to give us a thumbs up, make sure you do that. And if you're not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you really want extra bonus points, you can comment what you think down below. That's all we got. See you next time.